Hey everybody, welcome back to another Motivation Monday podcast for Monday, April 22nd, 2019. Hope you've had a great weekend. If you are somebody who celebrates Easter, hope you had an awesome day yesterday and got some time to spend with friends and family and are ready to take on the week this week. So we had a little discussion in the 10-minute jazz lesson community group on Facebook last week about notation programs. And it got me to thinking about music notation and some stuff that you guys might want to think about when it comes to notating. The discussion that we were having was about, what computer programs do you use, and, what's the difference between Sibelius and Finale and MuseScore and, these really popular programs that we use to input notation and write things down and create lead sheets and scores and things like that. But that got me to thinking about writing out music by hand, doing kind of manual notation. And I was kind of wondering if a lot of people do that anymore. And it also got me to thinking about what a crucial skill that is. Because as we get more digital in our daily lives and we start using computers for more and more and more things, there becomes less of a need for us to write anything down by hand. Now, obviously, when it comes to actually writing out words in whatever our native language is, most of us have been doing that since we were kids, right? I mean, there's pretty much no way to escape that. Although I don't know what's going to happen with that in the future. But when it comes to writing music, I think a lot of us just maybe the first time we ever notated anything, it was actually on a computer program. And I think that that's probably a disadvantage for us. Being able to write music notation by hand is a really crucial skill, and it's not that easy. In fact, when I look at, some of my students' manuscript stuff that they're doing by hand, it's full of mistakes, which is totally understandable. But the only way to get better at that is to do it and then have somebody who knows a little bit more about it correct you on some of the stuff that you're doing wrong. So my fear is that people won't write things down by hand anymore. And the problem with that is that you cannot capture an idea as it happens if you can't put a pencil to paper and actually create some manuscript yourself. And there are several people that I know that are still like very, very old school, amazing music engravers, and they do it all by hand. And that skill just never ceases to impress me. And I guess I'm a little bit scared that it's going to go away. And all the time, if, people have discussions about this online and things like that, it's always, what computer program is the best for this. Now, I have my opinions on that I'll probably share with you at some point, but I guess the point of this episode is try to write some stuff down by hand this week. Is really a connection that you develop with what you're writing down when it's not just a series of mouse clicks and, computer inputs. There's something just kind of old school, call me old fashioned, but there's something kind of old school and romantic about actually taking a pencil and notating out some music and making sure that it can be legible and actually read by somebody else. And that is a skill that I feel like we should all have in our back pockets. Whether we use it on a regular basis or not, it's kind of cool to go back and look through notebooks of stuff that you've actually written down by hand, at least in my opinion. But let me know, did you ever learn how to do this by hand? Or have you just been using a computer program because they're so convenient and present in every situation that we find ourselves in these days? You might be somebody who never really learned to do it by hand. And I'm not somebody who's against technology. Obviously, I put out a bunch of podcasts every week and I teach jazz via the internet. So it would be pretty hypocritical if I said I was against all technology. I'm not. You guys know I make all the PDFs on Sibelius myself. An extremely useful tool that I almost feel like I couldn't live without. But I also make sure that I am doing some handwritten stuff every single week to kind of keep that skill in my set of skills that I have so that I can write something out shorthand in a room with a student without a computer and a printer being there. But yeah, just something I was thinking about this weekend. And I went back and looked through some of my manuscript notebooks and, all my handwriting. And it really brings you back to a time and place of when you did it. You notice how far you've actually come with your notation skills and some of the mistakes that you used to make. And it just goes along with everything, like listening to older recordings of yourself. You kind of hear how far you've come with the music and seen the strides that you make. And it's also a little personal history where I feel like the printed stuff is just kind of a little bit colder. Anyways, thank you for humoring me with just this rambling topic this week. But if you want to drop a comment in the 10-Minute Jazz Lesson Community Facebook group, we would love to have a discussion on this. Hope you had a great Easter. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you on Friday with a regularly scheduled episode. Have a good one, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.